got the film reviews, and we only have the one and only Zarif. Welcome back.
Hello again.
Zarif, this part of the show is exciting because it means it's the end of the show and I get to drink water right after this.
You love your water, don't you?
I've been drinking water all day. That's all I've been doing. Now tell me, what three movies do you have for us?
So firstly, we have ENOLA Holmes, and obviously based off the British classic of Sherlock Holmes, you know, detective.
Yep.
Essentially, it follows the story of this young girl who's, you know, obviously her brother's, you know, an amazing detective, but she's been quite sheltered all her life, right?
Right.
So she's talented, a genius, but still she's yet to see the wider world. So it is a coming of age story because what happens is her mother goes missing and her brother's still desperate, you know, to keep her sheltered because he thinks he's not ready. She's not ready for, you know, the wider world, being a detective, investigating. So she runs away and goes off on her own little journey, basically, and her own investigation. And it's a story about her having to, you know, grow into the shoes of her older brother, who has this legacy, obviously.
Yep.
Whilst also keeping her own identity and also having to navigate, you know, the struggles of being a teenager, you know, the struggles of Victorian society and how they view women as well. Obviously, they wouldn't take kindly to, you know, this daring young girl going off on her own little investigation, you know, doing her own thing.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, so how much would you rate that movie out of 10?
I think, me personally, I'd rate it a good solid 8.
8, okay, fine. But then what's unique about this movie? What's the lesson, if there's something to be learned from this movie, if any?
A lesson in terms of, like, what we can learn from it.
Yeah.
I think...
Or what did you learn from it, rather?
You know, following your dreams, honestly.
Really?
Like, you know, just
I'm following my dreams. Don't worry about that.
Following your instincts. But, yeah, just choosing what you want to do with your life, I think.
Okay, fine. So it is a movie I could watch, ideally.
I think, yeah.
I wouldn't get bored of it, would I?
No.
I think everyone's kind of realised what kind of movies I like.
There's a little bit of romance.
Okay, if there's a bit of romance, maybe.
A bit.
Yeah, see, like Tassim and I would vibe on the romance. I think we might tell you to do rom-com movies a bit more, yeah. Maybe just to make me happy. But of course, fine. So this movie specifically, what's different about it, if you had to compare it to other movies that are similar? Something
that's very interesting about it is the constant 4/4 breaks.
What does that mean?
So, you know how on a stage you'd have 3 walls?
Yeah.
The 4/4 is essentially the wall between the audience and the actors. In the sense that the actors, in character of course, communicate with the audience as if they were part of the story or part of the So ENOLA constantly, you know, talks to the audience.
Professional film review. I love it.
ENOLA constantly talks to the audience about what's going on. You know, events. She highlights information to us. She talks about everything that's going on, basically. Perfect.
Okay, fine. Let's not talk too much about the first one, right? So let's go into the second one.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. What's the name of the movie?
The ADAMPROJECT, starring Ryan Reynolds. Seen him a lot in the media.
Ryan Reynolds. We all love Ryan Reynolds.
Charming guy.
Okay, fine. So what's the movie about?
So essentially, it follows the story of a young boy whose father has recently passed away, but he finds this pilot that claims he's come from the future. And unlike, obviously this is not a genre, but it's a cliche, right? You know, young boy meets someone from the future, they go off on a little journey.
There's so many movies like that.
So many. Yeah. But it's different because the pilot's him in the future.
Okay, fine.
So I think where the twist is in this movie, not a twist in the sense of, you know, plot twist, but something that's charming about it is it's a movie that I think a lot of us can relate to because, for example, do you not want to, if you were to meet your younger self, would you give them any advice?
Oh, 100%.
Exactly, right?
Yeah, every day.
And I think it's that is what makes this movie charming because we're seeing, you know, someone who's gone through it all, having to be with the younger version of himself. And whenever he sees the young version of himself doing something that he knows, you know, probably not the best thing to do, he has to like tell him in a subtle way or advise him, obviously. But I think that aspect of, you know, being able to be with your younger self, that's what intrigued me in this movie.
Amazing, fine. And what's a bit unique about this movie, without going into too much detail, of course?
I'd say it is honestly the familial aspect of the movie, in the sense that even though it's an action movie or sort of, you know, like more of a sci-fi heavy plot, there is still an aspect of being with family and having to appreciate family as well. Because, for example, one of the, not plot lines, but one of the themes, I guess, is that the older version of Ryan Reynolds' character, like as in the older version of the child, he has to constantly tell the younger version that, you know, you should appreciate your mum more. You know, your dad's passed away recently. Understand that it is hard.
So these messages.
Sort of, yeah, exactly.
Okay, fine. And what about the third movie?
So the third movie is a movie called Missing, and essentially
these all sound like the same genre, but go on.
Like thrillery, right? Yeah. And it follows the story of a girl called June, and her mum's gone missing, right?
Okay.
And I think the first thing I'd like to mention is how unique the editing is in this movie. It takes place completely on screens, you know, like FaceTime, text, WhatsApp. There's no actual, like, how do I explain this? Like, the entire movie is on a MacBook, for example. You know, her cycling through Windows, going through Google, you know, going through documents, stuff like that.
Okay, so we can't see the actual person then?
Oh, you can, like, through the webcam. Like, it's like a little window off to the side.
That's a bit creepy.
In a sense, but I think it adds to the, do you know what I mean? The atmosphere of the movie.
Of course.
The idea that she's going off, she has to like go on this little investigation on the internet, having to go through things, worrying, FaceTime, calling people. And I think that's what makes this movie charming. You know how you've been asking me what makes this movie unique? It is the editing. It's incredibly well edited.
Fine. And how much would you rate it out of 10?
I think I'd rate this movie a solid 9.
9? Oh, that's a very high.
Because of how I think the plot is amazing. You know, this girl having to like go through her past, her mum's past, trying to figure out what's happened to her.
Fine. And what about the Adam Project? The
Adam Project, I think I'd rate either a 7 or an 8 because I think I enjoy it.
Is it because Ryan Reynolds is in it?
Perhaps.
That's so mean.
No. He's a great actor, don't get me wrong, but you know, I feel like he's been
Hollywood's coming for you. Hollywood's
I don't think they will.
They're gonna come and find you for a film review. Like, yeah, that boy. Okay, fine. So in terms of obviously the last movie you said was missing, right? Is there a message that I can learn from it? Specifically, is there a message?
Not really. It's just a thriller.
And you rated it 9?
I think sometimes
because of editing.
Entertainment, yeah. The editing is
it's marvelous. We need films with messages.
No,
it's important on the Saturday show.
Of course, films with messages are great, but I think this is my message. Sometimes it's good to have fun.
You know what? I haven't heard that in a long time. People are saying, you know what? My best advice is have fun. No one says that. Who says that to anyone anymore?
I think people should hear it more often. Right? I think we let go of our, childish wonder sometimes.
You know what? Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Okay, but what are you doing for fun though?
What are you doing for fun?
Yeah.
For movies, talking to my friends. We went on a lecture recently. Me and a couple of my friends from Brampton to Imperial. It was about immunology. It was quite.
Yeah, I couldn't pronounce that even if you told me. Fair enough.
It was quite fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I saw that video about Ramon Barrier. How did you feel about it? Does it remind you of something?
Reminds me of home, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does remind you of home. Yeah. Well, you're excited to go back.
Inshallah, one day, yes.
Inshallah.
Definitely.
Yeah. It's a tribute to your mum and dad. They're in the studio, letting mum and dad see Ramon Barrier. This is Ramon Barrier. And obviously, they've got the son here today, so we're very proud. But of course, Zarif, again, thank you so much for being on the show.
It's been great.
It's been great. On to the next one, yeah?
Yeah.